Let's Play! Hi guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Analogue, a Hate Story. The segment we are now on is A Proper Damn Gentleman, obviously by Mute because she's the only one that really uses that type of language. A transcription fragment of a conversation held with Smith Sang-jun. Oh, that was how I knew shit had gotten serious. He actually agreed to let me pick the drinking house we went to. My oldest brother only ever humors me when he's really trying to get on my good side. It's never a good sign. Well, I mean, it's good for me, but certainly not for him. I'm sure a classy lady such as yourself wouldn't be familiar with that kind of place. Haha, no. You know the sort, tucked away in an interior deck, lots of wood furniture that's been stained and, not intentionally, with just enough commoners milling about to give a good background soundtrack. Oh, and it's run by a woman. Nice lady, too. So, it's that sort of place. We arranged to meet up at the door. It's been a while, brother. I'm sorry I couldn't speak to you sooner, he said, trying to be polite. You're full of shit, I said. But hey, it is good to see you. So, what do you want? I meant it, he said. He's a bad liar. So why here, anyway? At this point, the owner came out, asking what we'd like. The only real thing you need to know about G&A is that she's around my age. She's got the biggest tits I've ever seen. She dresses like a commoner, so you can certainly see them. Oh, he said. Fair enough. Bring your finest soju, I ordered. Please, she responded. You can't afford our finest. Truly not, by the way. My reputation for being a cheap drunk? Completely unfounded. Honest, I have no idea where people get these crazy ideas from. Anyway, far be it from me to argue. I just reply, maybe not, but my brother can. I mean, I knew he was going to ask me for money. That was obvious. Might as well get as much as I could out of him before giving whatever he wanted, right? Fine, we'll be sharing that, he said. Then he added, but how much to share it with you, too? Oh, but how much to share it with you, too? She blushed. Amazing, really. She's got a lot of practice dealing with people like my brother. But I saved her the misery of having to flirt back with him. Do you really need more of that kind of trouble right now? With that, he let her go. Anyway, drinks came. We argued about the loosest definition of finest, our server's tits, in the good old days, when father was still alive. We didn't have to work out our problems ourselves. The biggest bullshit ever, I said, is that we're expected to be responsible men here. How'd that happen? He laughed. And I was drunk enough to start taking cheap shots? Is that why you're never bothered to be one? Ouch, I said. Damn it, hurry and pour me more. I'll drink to that. He poured, but didn't say anything. Alright, so what is it that you want? I'm getting the impression that you have a problem. You want a discretion because you're talking to me, right, brother? I was right. So, where did you put it this time, brother? I asked. Put what? He replied. Oh, cut that shit, I said. We both know full well what your problem always is, without fail, stemming from you putting your dick somewhere it shouldn't have been. He grunted in disagreement, but it's totally true. Was it at least a female this time? Swear to my father. Brother was right about to punch me. Didn't, though. Steady downed his drink. Yeah, that's the damn problem, he said. She's saying she hasn't bled in 2 months now. A courtesan. I promised him I'd help. Better she gets brought out by me than by my brother at the high magistrate. Less suspicious that way, and involves nothing unlawful. Believe me now? A proper damn gentleman. That's me. Smith Sang-jun. I don't really know how to feel about him. I don't know. It doesn't really sound like anyone thought he was a good person. It looks like he never married or anything. I guess he was friends with Mute? Well, that doesn't surprise me. He just seems weird. Like, it sounds like Sojin was kind of put off by him. And I really don't blame her. I don't know. I have no idea how to judge him. See for yourself, I guess. I've added more things from about him. Alrighty then. The next one is... I'm Sorry by Smith Sang-min. Uncle Daiho. Look, I'm sorry about our last conversation, alright? It's like I said to you before, you just caught me at a really bad time. Sojin was kept in bed, rest on strict doctor's orders. I'm sorry that I brought your wife all the way to get turned away like that. When I told Sojin that you had given her well wishes on her pregnancy, she was happy, but sad she couldn't see you herself. Our child was just born last week. a daughter. We decided to name her Min-hee, and So-jin is recovering well. The doctor said it would be fine for her to see visitors next week. I'm very sorry I got angry. If your wife still wants to see mine, or the child, or my mother, by all means you're welcome to visit. I really hope there's no hard feelings, Uncle. Sang Min. No luck, by Smith Sang Min again. To the wife of Sang Kyu. You probably put this more diplomatically than I could have, because I'm sure your younger brother is still thoroughly pissed at me. You know how he is, of course. I don't have the time to deal with that, especially when I'm already doing him a huge favor. The bad news is, I made an appeal to the captain and the emperor himself personally, but he said there was no position that a man of Sang Kyu's skill set should possibly fulfill. I did most certainly plead, but let's face it. What official role could that man possibly fill? He's an idiot. Don't pass on that last part, he already knows. I did, however, speak to Park Sun, yeah? Park Sun, I guess that's his name. And was able to convince him to forget the whole incident. It wasn't cheap, I might add. I'll continue to send your husband a regular stipend, but please, keep your husband under control. I can't afford to keep cleaning up after his damned fights. Whoops, I hit the microphone, that's never good. Oh, I'm not really sure what all the business is about, truthfully. From what I understand, though, Smith Sang Kyu has a tendency to get in trouble. Sounds really unpleasant. Well, that's not good. Especially on a ship like that, you know. It's easy to forget that they're on a ship. Okay, here we go. Visit from Sangju by Oh-so-jin. My husband was out the house, as he usually is during the day, so a servant fetched me and said to tell me someone was at the door. I was in the middle of a conversation with Mute, but I had no idea how exactly to respond to that. What do? I asked. She responded in that usual shocking crass manner of hers. Gee, I don't know, you could try answering the door maybe? Just a thought, of course. So I excused her, and went on to do that, with a great degree of nervousness. I had never done this before. At the door was my youngest brother-in-law, Sang-ju, who I had only met a few times before. Although husband had mentioned him often enough, usually in the same breath as calling him an irresponsible drunk, seeing him did nothing short of compound my anxieties. Hello, sir, I stammered. So-jin, he responds, with an unbelievable volume. It's great to see you again. Hope you don't mind my dropping by unannounced. I just figured I haven't seen my new niece yet, and it's been forever since I've been in the old house, so, well, I thought I'd stop by, say hello to your daughter. I don't know. Sorry, my husband isn't home right now. Maybe you should come back later, I said, shifting uncomfortably. Oh, please, be a good girl. Let me come see her. I'm not really here for your husband. This was awkward. I didn't expect to turn away my brother-in-law, especially if he just wanted to see baby Min-hee, but this was hardly proper. It really wouldn't be my place. Sorry, you'll have to wait until my husband gets back, I trailed off. He rolled his eyes and smiled at me. Really? Come now, you're a smarter woman than that, he said, put his hand on my shoulder. He said, now moved on to incredibly uncomfortable. You really value his authority that much? He's my husband, I responded. What else could I say? He replied, wow, no wonder he walks all over you if that's how you treat him. That's how you treat him. You have a lot to learn about dealing with men, dear So-jin, especially my brother. But come now, this is a bad conversation for a doorway. Can't I see my niece? I hear she's rather adorable. I took a deep breath. I'm sorry, I said, trying to be as bold as I could. I'm gonna have to go now. Sorry. I started to close the door on him. Alright, I understand. I'll talk to him myself later. Don't worry, I won't mention this visit. Do say hello to your mother for me, though, he said, and left. My heart nearly skipped a beat when he said those words. I stood there in the doorway for a good while, stunned. I still have much to think about, not simply his knowledge of our child's true mother, a matter of great secrecy, but also what he said about my husband. Perhaps his words were true. Oh, I'm really sorry. Please don't get mad, but I don't really understand what you're looking for. Maybe I'm just not getting it, it's my fault, but I can't seem to find anything that's relevant. Sorry. I'm just reading personally, I mean, I'm not looking for really anything. Legendary temper. A clerk. Just a random clerk. Why not? Now, I've been a clerk for a while, and it's not as if I haven't heard all the stories of the High Magistrate Smith Sang Min and his legendary temper, but I always figured they were an exaggeration, especially after I met him for the first time. The man seemed like an absolute model of a gentleman, and rather calm and unemotional. I'm not criticizing him, I just never imagined that man getting angry. It was a while an official was presenting the facts of a murder case to him. A drunken brawl between peasants had gone horribly wrong. It all seemed satisfactory enough. A dozen men had seen it. There wasn't really any doubt about it. So far, so good. Very well, the High Magistrate said. Let me read the confession then, before I pass on the sentence. The officials didn't have one, which is reasonable enough. A lot of times, they can't get out of them, and I've never seen a magistrate who is really all too concerned about those little details. Excuse me, you don't have a confession? He said, and his mood soured right there. Why are you wasting my time then? He looked at the accused, who had been that is a word, kowtowing silently up to that point. Do you admit to killing him? The murderer seemed confused, and it took a minute to realize he was being addressed. Furthermore, when he did figure it out, he simply kept mumbling, not my fault, it wasn't my fault, and the such. The High Magistrate was furious. What is wrong with you? What is this man doing in front of me in a state like that? He doesn't admit to doing it. What do you expect me to do? He demanded. After some silence from the official, he continued. It wasn't a rhetorical question. Please, enlighten me. What do you expect me to do here? To punish him? The official finally offered weakly, as confused about the matter as I was. Punish him? This was what set him completely off the edge. He stood up, shouting, We're not giving responsibility of punishment. What are we, barbarians looking for vengeance? The point of justice is to teach immoral men like him the error of his ways, he lectured, shouting at the top of his lungs. And how do you expect to do that with a man who won't even admit his own actions? Does this man look like he's ready to learn? Do you seriously believe that? Are you simple? The official looked as though he was about to argue, but then thought against it. Smart move. The High Magistrate continued, more calmly. Now stop wasting my time and get him out of my office. Come back when you have a confession, and a clue as to what your job actually entails. After that, he left, leaving the official speechless, and leaving me realizing that perhaps a legendary temper and being a model gentleman weren't so mutually exclusive as I thought. I'm really sorry. Please don't get mad, but I really don't oh wait, we already heard that one. Okay, so I think next time we'll continue reading more, getting more into this. We don't know what we're looking for. I'm just kind of reading. Hopefully we'll find something. I think we will. There has to be something come out of this. There has to be. Until then, folks, see you next time. Ciao.